I thought for a second there you were going to flash me.
Nah, man, I just needed to wipe the camera off.
Okay.
It's looking a little blurry. Can't wait for that iOS 26 or 19 or whatever to tell me that my lens is blurry. I already know. Thank you.
Oh man, the PETA sending a letter to Nintendo asking them to remove the nose ring from the cow.
You don't like
Mario
nose
Kart.
rings? Come on. Of all the things that PETA could,
Spend
throw
the
their
time on.
effort and their focus on,
It's like they're just trying to catch headlines right now and figure out some way to maintain relevancy in this day and age.
there's whales, otters, dire wolves. You know what? It's gonna be a cow in a video game.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm kind of surprised that they didn't ask them to put a helmet on the cow or maybe a seatbelt as well. Like if we're gonna really jump in with both feet, let's go all the way, not just ask them to remove a nose ring.
Not brain injury. What are they gonna do? Go after Horizon Zero Dawn and be like, the protection of those robotic dinosaurs. Have you seen the elk? They are an endangered species.
Oh God, that would jump the shark for sure.
Thanks, PETA.
All right, we were ready to kick this one off.
Yeah, I'm not even doing like opening up the floodgates. That was it. PETA, you got our intro.
And
Boop.
all right. Welcome back, all you benevolent beavers from Galaxy 43B. This is episode 28 of the Geeqoid Podcast. Jarrad and myself, Erik, are very happy that you have joined us for yet another episode.
Thanks, guys. You're great.
Yeah, and a little bit of a warning. We probably did the least amount of prep for the show of any episode yet. So, or did you do a bunch of prep?
No, dude.
Okay.
No, I'm really like, dude, shooting from the hip is so much more fun than being like all stuffy and be like, and for our next segment, no, there are other people. You can go check them out. We are for you. You are for us.
Yeah, we should change the title to Geekoid Unscripted.
Geekoid Unscripted, Geekoid Raw, Geekoid Unfiltered. That all fits.
Yeah. So I would like to start with a topic near and dear to my heart. Alien Earth premiered the first 2 episodes.
PETA's going to be all over that.
Oh my God, I know you haven't seen it yet, but there's a scene where...
Is it the goat?
No, it has to deal with a cat.
Oh,
And
yeah. Yeah.
This poor cat. I mean, it's already dead, but
That is a bad fur ball that came out of that.
yeah.
You better protect that eyeball, dude. PETA will be after you.
So yeah, I mean, Alien Earth premiered with the first 2 episodes on Hulu/FX and
/ Disney Plus. Holy God,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
That is
Yeah, because-
crazy.
did we talk about how Disney Plus is just full on absorbing Hulu going forward?
Yeah, they're like, dude, we need more subscribers. We need
It's-
to like level up.
Yeah.
So they're like, you know what? Here it is.
and
Wait,
they've been...
it's gotta be Deadpool, right? They were like, well, this rated R thing seems to be working. You know what? Just bring in the rest of our fold.
Yeah. And I honestly, it's the smart move here. I know we're getting a little bit off topic, but we should really
No.
address it.
I don't think so. Unfiltered.
Yeah. So like the big thing is Hulu eventually will be going away. Like Disney has been a significant shareholder since the get-go. And,
Yeah.
And they've been like Hulu and Disney Plus on some fronts are competing services. And because of Disney's ownership, there has been like a degree of resistance on certain strategies that Hulu was pursuing. And so it's like, we can't break out and grow the way that we want to because we're beholden to some of these massive shareholders. And like,
Yeah, it was
if you're the
I can't
CEO of
remember. Wasn't
Hulu,
like
it just
3
sucks.
to 3 to 5 major studios that basically had a finger hold into Hulu?
Yeah, and so like they were trying to compete in the streaming business with both hands tied behind their backs effectively, and then they started just doing crossover with Disney Plus, and then it gets to the point where it's like, let's just absorb Hulu entirely. Like
Yeah.
that way, you actually now have a healthy enough catalog of content that you could realistically compete with HBO or Netflix or Paramount Plus. Sorry, it was an afterthought. I mean, Apple TV Plus is kind of its own separate thing because they have such a small catalog, but the catalog is of such an incredible quality.
It's really good, and F1, they've only been around well, how long has Apple been around? Apple TV Plus, blah, 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 whatever,
Like 3-ish
3
years, roughly.
years? That's really good, dude. They've
Yeah.
made huge strides in 3 years.
Oh yeah. And that's what their whole thesis has been. It's they just wanted to focus exclusively on really good content and not as like not the mass market, let's pump out as much stuff as we can, which kind of was Netflix's strategy. They're like, we're just going to throw money at it and produce as much content and really be the destination. I mean, which worked out great for them. Like
They
they
have, because now they
replaced
have
Blockbuster.
focused, like, they're now the number 1 well, it used to be HBO when we were in college and then younger for, like, comedy specials. Netflix is now the number 1 for Netflix comedy specials, and they've done other things too. It's really impressive. I can't we talk about how Netflix has done that, and this is a side note, but we're in this little sphere now. Amazon too is doing just kind of gangbusters, dude. Some of the content that I want to see is only on Amazon Prime, and I'm really impressed by it.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: like Amazon Prime is just such a good. I mean, at least it seems like a good deal because I know we order a ton of stuff, like
Oh, yeah.
on a weekly basis, probably,
Yeah.
and so like next day shipping is fantastic, and on top of that, we have free access to all these shows and movies. And I'll be honest, like if we are actually going to buy or rent any digital content, we do it through Amazon. Like
Yeah.
not through Apple TV, not through anybody else, but just through Amazon, just because it's. I
What
mean,
a great
here's the
the
other thing.
marketing move they did. They were like, "Oh, well, you already have Amazon Prime, so here's this thing." And at first I was like, "Oh, cool, this is a free thing." But then Invincible, and then what was the other thing that they're both cartoons, which is really nerdy of me, but hey, nerd podcast. Vox Machina, who's done by Critical Role, like 4 seasons coming out.
Well, and
I'm
most
watching it
most
with my 60 some odd year old uncle, and he's like, "This shit's funny." I'm like, "Yeah."
well, also the gaming anthology series that they did
Oh,
as
Level
well.
Up.
Yeah, which has been renewed. Like
Well,
that is really solid.
that's how Bandai, going back to video games, that's how Bandai was like, "You know what? Let's do a really weird, creepy Pac-Man game." It was because of that 2-minute, 3-minute short. 7 minute? I think it was 7 minutes. 7-minute short.
But yeah, back to Alien Earth.
I love the pause. Keep it in.
I was like, wait a second. So it premiered. It has, for the most part, gotten pretty overwhelmingly positive reviews.
I didn't see
And
anything bad about it.
yeah, I mean, people are saying like it may break with Ridley Scott's canon, if you will. Which, you know what, I'm fine with them taking some liberties to produce grade A content.
Ridley Scott is the executive producer on this.
Yeah, I
So,
mean,
like,
it's not like he's not involved.
yeah, yeah. So, like, he's giving his go ahead for this. If you know the timeline, they only have like 2 years to mess with this certain timeline of the movies. However, we've seen it in other TV shows, seen messing with a short timeline, you can still get like 4 seasons out of it.
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of where it breaks down for me in some regards, because like space travel takes time. like like years if you're traveling to other solar systems, and they just kind of gloss over that fact. I mean, they haven't said explicitly that they have any sort of faster than light spaceship technology, but I have to imagine there's something. But either way,
It's all cryo, right? For them, it's not faster light, it's cryo.
well, yeah, well, the human perception is cryo, but at the same time, like it physically takes time to go from
Nerd.
one. Yeah, I'm nerding out
This
way
is
way too much
alien
here.
nerd talk. Hey, if nobody knows, in the alien lore, everybody has to be cryo froze.
Well, the androids don't. So that was an interesting thing that they introduced in this show. So androids have been a big part of the alien universe, but what they introduced in Alien Earth in the first episode was cyborgs. So people with cybernetic mechanical enhancements. So there's this captain of this one research vessel who has an arm that he can change into a freaking blowtorch and do all sorts of cool, crazy stuff. I'm sure we haven't seen the end of it yet. And then this other concept of transplanting human minds into robot bodies or android bodies. And those are two very new things that were not shown before. And
No, and I think this is their answer to, like, as AI is going along, this is like they're like, let's, even though this is whatever, in between movies 1 and 2 or 2 and 3, whatever it is, of that time period, they're still blending and adding in some new stuff, which, hey, I'm all for.
yeah, so it's really exciting to see that. And the other thing too is that each of these kind of different artificial groups, if you will, they're introducing new mega corporations. And so really Wayland Yutani has been the sole corporation that's been persistent, but now they're introducing Prodigy, which is run by this boy genius, if you will. And that's been really the primary focus. So him, like this research vessel crash lands in one of his cities, and he basically tells Yutani to go suck a fat one because it's his land, and basically if you send your people in, it's basically an act of war. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds. But
I love, again, I said this before, I'm reminding everybody that, like, this is an interesting what if of, like, the next 5 years, the next 10 years of, like, these tech giants that have crazy corporate control or corporate influence, and this is not something that is not unheard of in other sci-fi. However, it's interesting that it's blending with kind of like unforeseen, but like there's a tunnel and there's a light. We just don't know the light. And from what I've read and watched, they're they're taking, liberties into what is going on currently. And a lot of sci-fi too, folks, is on like current situations and then the what if it goes right or goes left or whatever. So,
and
um,
I
this
think
might be one of the coolest as far as like Star Trek was that. That was Gene Roddenberry was a huge proponent of like or an advocate of doing that in that time period of the 60s during Martin Luther King that my grandma was a part of, in the East Coast. And this could be their version of like horror and blah and add to lore, but also expand and then see those nuances. Andor is another example of like the political and the government within, something that we think is lightsabers and, magic astronauts.
yeah. So I think it is a really thought provoking commentary on the tech landscape today with what people refer to as the Mag 7, Magnificent 7, which is Facebook, Google, Microsoft, I think Tesla, and then Nvidia. Like I'm missing one or two others, but
Did
all
you
these.
add open?
Oh, and Apple.
Apple? Did you add
I
open?
don't
Or
have
or
OpenAI
yeah.
in that
OpenAI.
because they haven't reached that. They're not even at a $500 billion valuation yet. But
I
like,
still think they're.
well, they're not.
I mean,
Here's the thing: the Magnificent Seven are all publicly traded companies. OpenAI is still private; they're not traded on the
okay.
Nasdaq or the NYSE. Um,
AMD.
AMD doesn't have. They're not at the same level as Nvidia. Like Nvidia's market cap is like 10x AMD's at this point. They have not won the data center battle. But my whole point is that these corporations are getting so giant and just so massive. They're having outsized influence on the stock market writ large, and then also just the United States economy and everything. And like one of the major things that happened in the last couple of years is that Google lost an antitrust investigation from the DOJ and basically said you need to be broken up. I don't know if we mentioned this
No, not at all.
months and months and months ago.
If we did, I totally forgot about it. So remind me.
Yeah, so they basically were found to have a monopoly on online search. And they had all these anti-competitive deals, like the example that where they're paying Apple $10 billion a year for Google to be the default search engine for iPhones. And it's so practices like that where they were able to corner the market and no one was able to really compete in a viable way when it came to online advertising. And like, yeah, there was Facebook and Twitter and other like social media platforms, but when it came to search advertising, it was Google. Like there was really no one else. Like it didn't make any sense to even compete, just the way they had cornered the market. So the DOJ, basically, Department of Justice, said, you know what, we're going to break you up. We still don't know how that's going to happen, but there's been talks that, the Chrome browser needs to be divested from Google or Alphabet, the parent corporation. And because like you have all these different, like, Alphabet is just such a huge conglomerate now, and it's how do you slice and dice it in a way that makes sense?
Well, it's the
But
same for Facebook, and then
yeah,
Zuckerberg and his board to do Meta.
absolutely, yeah.
And then
But
everybody goes, well, it's Facebook. And I was like, well, that's not Facebook. That's Meta. And then
yeah,
it's not Meta. It's a subsidiary. It's this other. So yeah, same thing.
so an interesting thing happened in the last couple weeks. Perplexity is this company that does AI search, if you will. Apparently, they were made an offer saying that they would buy Google Chrome's browser for $34.5 billion.
Which also, you're going to lead into Apple being like, can we then buy Perplexity, right?
I mean, like, that would be a heck of a 1-2 punch. But I'm
It's in the talks right now. Apple wants to buy Perplexity. And then if they buy Perplexity, after Perplexity buys a piece of Google, that is because all of a sudden their stock went up. I started following Bloomberg for a while on YouTube,
well,
and they're
whose
like,
stock went up?
Apple's.
No, well,
And I
I
was
mean, like,
like, but it was
yeah.
all geared towards like this sneaky, like, well, if you buy this and then we buy you, I was like, geez, oh, Pete, dude.
So yeah, it's kind of wild right now what's happening with everything that's going on. Um, but that provides me a fantastic segue
Oh,
into
final thoughts because we rambled into one to the other. Alien Earth, watch it. It is scary. It is aliens, but it's not like uber scary. It's not like The Purge or it's the classic. If you guys remember not Stephen King, Steven Spielberg in that classic, like something's gonna happen and you kind of see it, but you kind of don't. Like
Jurassic Park.
Spielberg. Oh, yeah, like, it's that, like, instead of you see it in Saw, oh god, Saw, like, you watch it and you're like,
Ugh.
"Geez, oh, Pete, why am I still watching this?" And also, why are there 7 more or whatever? Um, it's that style. So, yeah, I probably wouldn't watch this at night and then go to bed, but like
It's more suspenseful. It's not horror.
there it is. Yeah.
So did you watch episodes 1 and 2?
Dude, I'm on YouTube. So many behind the scenes and then also lore and then facts about 4 out of the 5 aliens that they've shown so far.
Okay.
So,
So I mean, you're probably deeper down the rabbit hole. I will say episode 2 has a bit more nightmare fuel, and here's the thing: the way that episode 2 ended, I think we're just going to go deeper and deeper, and I think things are going to get darker and darker. And all I can say is just hold on to your pants.
for those who like know even just relevant yes, like those who even remotely know the lore of an alien, like it can spread like tens of thousands. Like it's just easy. Like as I'm snapping my fingers. Like, and how you do that, contain it, wash it away, and then make it for the rest of the story arc that happened in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. That is when I am super jazzed to see how they pull off and Ridley Scott go, "Ah, that's pretty good."
Oh, I will say one more thing about Ridley Scott and his involvement. So if you did watch it, you would notice in the opening scenes, it felt very much like the original set of the Nostromo from Alien 1.
That was a
And
big positive review of everybody.
and Ridley Scott is quoted as saying, "Holy shit, this is my set." Like when he first showed up to see it for filming. And so that is, I would say, the strongest possible endorsement that you could possibly have. So I will give a shout out to my friend Paul, who is arguably as much or maybe even more of a bigger alien nerd than I am.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think at some point here in the near future, we're going to have him on the pod, and we're going to have to talk alien stuff.
You know
I
what's
also,
great? I just thought of this. Sorry. So you're the Alien fan. I'm the Predator fan. And so it's fun, and maybe we'll talk about this because it's unfiltered for this episode. Is I am deep diving hard, so hard into Predator right now for Badlands to come out. And I love from my comic book days of like high school and pre-college. Oh, the new movie will put us together, buddy. It'll put us together, and I think in a better way. And both directors slash screenwriters are like, if the two studios are cool with it, we would love to do this. And
what do you mean
I
two studios? It's all the same studio.
is it the same studio?
Yeah, it's all Fox, which is owned by Disney.
Oh, well, then I love it even more.
Yeah,
I didn't know that part.
There's
'Cause
no way
they
they would have
talk
gotten
so
away with it in
vaguely
the
about
past.
that, like, it's
Yeah.
so separate, and it's so, like, it'll take some work, which, that's a lot of different boards and whatever to make it work, but if it does, like, these 2 guys, I would love to be the fly on the wall if they actually have, like, a 3-hour just them and being like, "Hey, so I got this stuff. Oh, yeah, cool, cool, cool. I got this stuff," and they do some folks, that is the coolest nerd shit. That's like some new MCU, DCU stuff.
Yeah. So I think we're good right now on Alien Earth and everything around that. I know we were talking about tech, and I had a
I think that's
little
good.
I had a little bit of
Apple
a
Apple's pushing.
no, well here's some news that came out on Friday from Apple CEO Tim Cook. He says the technology they're developing will be, quote, one of the most profound technologies of our lifetime. And I'm like, what?
Well, okay. Like, he hasn't
Here's the
how do
thing.
I say this?
I feel like this is a comment where he is literally pandering to shareholders. Like this
Yeah.
is. I'll continue some of the quote here. Quote: "We see AI as one of the most profound technologies of our lifetime. We are embedding it across our devices and platforms and across the company. We are also significantly growing our investments." The fuck does that mean?
Those are statements. Like, yeah, obviously you
They're
are.
we are doing things and AI is a technology, is how
like
that
if
reads.
you don't say you're not doing AI stuff,
Well, I mean, here's the other thing.
other
Like,
stakeholders, other people who have stock are going to be like, oh, well, then I'm out. Like,
so Meta, Zuckerberg sniped the head of Apple's AI. So like, there's been a brain drain, if you will, at Apple when it comes to AI, and like monumental shifts in terms of the departmental structuring around AI development and things like that. It's just like, man, they are really behind the 8 ball.
yeah, they, we talked about it. They focused on other areas because it didn't look like anything. And the whole AI thing has taken everybody by complete shock how fast this stuff is moving. We've talked about it over and over again. Like, this is like, I mean, Geekoid Podcast is almost the AI, like, no to whatever news feed, too. And, huge part because we're just as invested in some shape or form as everybody else, but we're more fascinated too by like the good and the bad. Like, to not say any of that stuff would be poopy for
Yeah.
Tim to, man, dude, Tim had to have learned from Steve the shit he did 2 weeks ago with like giving a Corning glass and 24 karat gold to Trump. I don't think almost 80-year-old Trump gave two shits, but him when he
I
spoke,
think Trump loves people pandering to him.
and Tim knows that.
Yeah.
Steve would have probably also known that. And both of them are just good. Now, when Tim
I don't
spoke
think
at the
Steve
podium,
would have bent the knee in the same way.
no, that's true. He was very
Steve was way too cocky.
he was cocky, and he was also that post Berkeley hippie, post like 69 70s, like the guy did the classic, which is very much my grandma too. I love you so much. I love you so much. Like the dude with the Himalayas and meditated and did a lot of drugs and LCD or LCD LSD. That's funny. LCD.
Don't do LCD.
Don't do LCD. That's the title for this podcast. Don't do LCD.
Oh my god, I'm still using that. Well, we'll probably hit a record
don't
number
use
of
LCD.
record number of viewers because they're like, what is LCD?
PETA, don't use LCD.
On your
puts the two
cow
together.
nose rings.
It's great. I think when I say great, I love what Apple will throw at Tim Cook for then Tim Cook to do for the betterment of Apple. And it is that's where like Zuckerberg and the other folks don't have the leeway. Like Apple is Apple and Tim Cook is Tim Cook. I don't have anything more to say to that. I think it's interesting. I think it's fascinating. It did give Apple some leeway. It gave them and maybe a few other tech gurus some leeways as well. We'll see what happens. He changes his mind all the time too, so we'll see what happens. But that's all I have to say. I think it's fascinating. Apple is making strides. At Apple, that when their chips are short, they just buy a company. Their map app was short,
but
they bought a company. Their weather map app was short, they bought a company. Their AI is short, probably gonna buy Perplexity.
I mean, here's the thing: you can't maybe, but like Perplexity.
Tell me you can't buy yourself out.
I don't think you can in this situation. Like, yes, you could buy Perplexity, and yes, they have a great search product, but Google is integrating AI successfully into the very fabric of so many of their apps and so many of the user experiences that like Apple just has failed to do entirely.
I agree with that. And it's interesting. They have a contract with Google, and so they've been given that to them. They have a contract with OpenAI. They've been given that to them as well. Again,
Right.
they couldn't buy them out, but they could do contracts. Perplexity does have the same similarity of what Apple wanted to do within the phone system, within the security. Like what you're asking, Perplexity does almost one to one of what they were hoping to do bef- after they spent billions into their car R&D. I
Oh
don't think it's
man, what a write
bad.
off.
It was not, you know, whoops, it happens. And
So
AI took a huge left and they went, uh-oh.
yeah, they were caught
I think
off guard.
Perplexity is if they can and if they will, Perplexity will be a good first start, maybe even, I say first start, a first step. But I actually think, well, hopefully, I would like to say, stay positive, a second step for Apple. Um, but it'll probably be a first step.
We'll see.
They're gonna be behind. I don't listen. Let's be real, bro. They're gonna be behind.
So yeah,
So then make it special. Make it where you talked about security and whatever.
so here's my thinking around this. Like Apple has done such a fantastic job when it comes to developing hardware, developing the supply chain around that hardware. Like Google, yeah, they have a Chromebook and a Pixel phone, and like, but most of that is third party manufacturing. Like Apple
Mm,
owns, or at least is deeply integrated across, like from the very microprocessor creation all the way through, like they just said that they're creating a new glass plant for however many billions of dollars. Like
It's not. They're gonna add more money into Corning, but they might. There's Bloomberg was talking about they'll have a higher share in Corning, and so then they'll have more control in
yeah.
Corning.
So like whatever. But the bottom line is like Apple is going to continue to create the best devices, hands down.
Mhm.
And I think Google is going to have a better software stack. And so I can totally see people having Apple devices using Google.
Well, we're
Microsoft,
doing
on the other hand,
well.
I am just, I don't know, like, I'm
That's a
so
different
confused.
story.
Like, I use
That's a
Microsoft
whole
all
other
day, every
podcast.
day at work, and I want to blow my brains out. Um,
And
yeah.
even now, like it's funny, I look at the Samsung devices and the Android devices, and they're almost now one to one to what Apple has created hardware and software side, but especially the software side to all of their iPhones and their iPads. And then you look at now Tahoe, which is soon to come out, but the Mac hardware and a lot of Microsoft's hardware has back in the day, folks, 10 years ago, Apple shifted to do split screen, which is kind of silly. We think of this as like something that has always been around, but like Apple had split screen where you could like shift it to the right and it would tell you, to the left, and or four screens. And it took Apple a heartbeat. But then when they did it, which was 5 years ago, everybody went, oh, or it was seven. It was 7 years ago. Everybody went, yeah, that's how it really should be. And then there's other things that is so stupid. Even the red, yellow, and green light that has been around for many years. Like other developers are doing that. It's that Microsoft is now starting to shift towards not a red, yellow, green light, folks, but like a similar thing. I think it's so funny that even though right now Apple is behind the game in some aspects, they are not behind the game, in my opinion, 80% of other things. Apple is still the focus of Microsoft, Samsung, Huawei, however you say it. Um,
Huawei.
Huawei. Um, they're still the focus because they're still the number one. Like when it comes to laptops, MacBook. Comes to cell phones, iPhone. Comes to tablets, iPad. So they still have the market. Steal the market, steal their ideas.
So I think that's going to be a very interesting point going forward because they are holding on to their walled garden of this whole app store lock-in 30% take. They are fighting tooth and nail to keep that because I think honestly, that's the biggest profit center for the company. Like
Yeah.
their devices.
EU's gonna crumble that and then the U.S. Senate's
Yeah,
gonna
like
follow within the
they're
next 3 years.
Apple has been a phenomenal cash cow. They've been doing a ridiculous job of buying back stock and increasing shareholder value. So, like it's a great company, but I don't think they're innovating in the ways that they need to. And I think we've said that many times, and I don't want to beat that drum anymore because
No, I think too, like Apple's starting to, at least on the hardware side, because you said it, like you've got the processor now, which is crazy. It's just like everybody said ARM, that's ridiculous. And then they've come out with ARM, and it's like everybody's still trying to follow suit on like keep up with their ARM. The M1 is good at this point. But to other processors, it's not. And the M4 right now, people are saying they're probably not going to upgrade for the next 4 to 5 years. Like it's almost too good. They're creating a C1 chip, they're creating the H3 chip, and all of these are going to make Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, they're really doubling, tripling down on what Steve said way back in the day. We are the crossroad of doing it ourselves and doing it the best we can. And God, that was years ago. That was you for you and me. That was our freshman year of college, like 2007,
oh yeah,
4 and stuff. And it's happening to the point that even the Vision Pro, which is kind of weird that I bring this up because it's so expensive, but they put an older chip in that because they weren't for sure. They're now going to, and I say double, and I'm going to say double, I'm tripling. They're going to put an M5 chip in the Vision Pro. Like they can control the hardware side, and they're going to amp that, all of it. Apple TV, iPad, all of that. They're going to upgrade all this stuff to the latest and greatest. They need to, agreeing with you, really figure out their software. We've said that for years too within the iOS Apple community that like you upgrade some stuff and it is really good, but you didn't fix some of the other bugs that have been there for the last 3 to 5 years. I'm really hoping, though I doubt it, that this new iOS update that's coming out that is supposed to be so broad across such a catalog that they have that is going to work. Is my 2018 iPad Pro going to actually handle this new iOS slash iPad OS update? These are things that they need to figure out, along with also you need to buy somebody, bring them in. They don't need to be Apple. They can still be separate, but you need to bring them in. These are the two things that they need to do. Fix your OS and get your AI. Get your AI shit right.
that's going to be the biggest one because it's going to change everything. And if they don't figure it out, they're going to get left behind. That's all I got to say about that. Any other topics before we break into Indie Showcase?
Was the indie on me, actually? Was that crazy?
What? You just went sideways. What happened? And then
Yeah, you're fine. Listen, I'm on my iPhone. Hey, folks, if anybody doesn't know, my wife's laptop, which is spectacular, can now not handle Riverside. It cannot handle Insta360. So all of these podcasts that I'm doing on my end is an iPhone and AirPods. So there's that. Oh, the indie was the Nintendo thing.
oh yeah, the Indie World Showcase from Nintendo.
It was the shit. I hate to like play this video. I don't know if it'll show up. No, I
No,
don't. I hope it doesn't show up.
I mean,
Oh God, can you hear?
I have an Indie Showcase.
Do you? Because
I do. It's from the Nintendo Showcase actually.
I have something else too. You do you. You do you right now. And
All right.
then let me do some research while you're talking, and
All
I'll
right.
mute
So
myself.
this is a game called Well Dweller that is coming for the Nintendo Switch. So a little bit of description. It's like a platformer where a samurai owl. It's definitely got a Metroidvania feel to it, but the art is absolutely beautiful and is, I would argue, next level. It's mostly 2D, a few RPG elements, but art, sound, everything. Also very dark. What's your take, Jarrad? Jarrad, you're muted.
It's funny. Sorry. He left. Mine is.
Did you
Let's
have
see
any
if I can.
takeaways? Because you were muted the entire time.
Well, I was trying to be a nice guy. Yeah, I got it. I thought the artwork was the artwork. I mean, sure, it's still artwork. The artwork is amazing. Locked to a Switch 2. I don't have a PC. I don't know how many of our viewers currently are PC or Steam. So I don't know how that folds.
I mean,
It
it's on
looks
Switch.
great. Is it on Switch?
Yeah, that it was on during the Switch Indie Showcase a few days ago.
Oh,
That's why I pulled it
sorry.
up. Yeah.
Oh, I love you, bro. We share a Switch now. Oh, Switch Brothers. Beep, beep, beep.
Boop, boop,
I heart
boop.
you.
I heart you.
I like that also your eyes were like right in the as you did the hand symbol of the two hearts coming together. UFO 50. I'm gonna go back vertical. Nobody knows that, but I'm gonna tell you guys. UFO 50, and I'm gonna do the AI overview. Thanks. Hey, as we talk about this, thanks Google, which is in my Safari on iOS. A collection of 50 retro style games released on the Nintendo Switch as of August 7th, 2025. I'm just going to read this from Fan Gamer. Congratulations. The game features a variety of genres, including platformers, shoot 'em ups, puzzle games, roguelikes, RPGs. Folks, if you don't know that, it's a very easy, like, you probably have chat, you probably have Gemini. You also now probably have Google, and it'll tell you what a puzzle game, shoot 'em up, roguelike, or RPG is. Players can explore a fictional universe created by the developer. I don't even know how they were able to create 50 different games, and they are all really, really fleshed out games for, I think, 20 to $25. Mosmuth with connections between the games and recurring characters. I don't even know what that means. Mosmuth is the developer. A physical edition, including a campaign guide, is available for pre-order, but release was August 7th. So I don't usually have an indie, but that is my indie. Or
I'm
Switch
looking at it
1
now.
and Switch 2.
It's very interesting because they basically are taking the 8-bit aesthetic from like the old
Everything.
NES days.
Everything.
It's like
Like, we're
even
talking
the
Contra, Double
yeah.
Dragon, Galaga. Achoo. Bless you. Did you mute yourself? That was
I
really good,
did.
dude.
I
That
was
was
very
good.
quick.
Hit
But
that
yeah, no,
space bar.
it definitely has that 8-bit aesthetic, even sound. It sounds very 8-bit arcadey. Like everything just harkens back to NES and Atari and all that. So if you're into that, like 50 games for 25 bucks is not a bad deal.
Yeah. Original artwork, original sound, original storyline. So it's not a shit story. It's a legit story for each of these. I don't know. This would be the company I would love to have an interview or two, because I don't think you could squeeze it all into an hour along with news or other stuff. But this would be a really interesting company to be like, how long did it take you? How many people did you find? You had to have found people, and then you brought it all together to then package this and then bring it out. How do you pay all those people? Like, this would be like a great story. I would love to showcase,
Well,
to
I'm gonna
shine
just kind of
in another YouTube channel I have, shine the limelight on some folks.
So just a little bit of background. It's a one-man studio.
He
Started in
did all. He did
2009.
all. Oh, 2009. That's a long
Derek,
time ago.
So he released Spelunky, which was
Oh my God, are you kidding me? That's awesome.
No, I'm not. Yeah.
It's a great game, dude. Everybody play it.
Yeah, and even before that, Aquaria. So yeah, he's been busy at work since because Spelunky was what 2012,
And then he did Spelunky 2, which was also really good. But everybody kind of
which was
glossed over
2020.
it.
So he hasn't done anything since. So like he's been spending the last UFO 50 technically came out in 2024.
Late.
Yeah, late. So yeah. We'll have to dig into this. We'll see if we can get Derek on the show.
That would be. Whoa! I would.
I would really like to start doing interviews and getting some people on the show.
We send a PR at blah 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 or whatever his name is or company contact. Like, listen, I'm going really high in my tone of voice right now. I'm very excited. Like, it would just be so neat. He's not somebody that like those who are in games know this guy, but even me, I didn't know he just fucking did 50 games and they're all flashed out. I watched, it was stupid. It was like 2 hours of like watching all of these games and the music and the gameplay. It was the most like, there's no way one guy can do this. And so those are the questions.
One guy with a lot of dedication.
I'd love to ask and love to watch.
Yeah. So we'll try and make that a focus. Anything else before we wrap? Because I've really got to get working on dinner because it's already 9.
Your pizza sauce is going to be amazing, bro.
Thank you. I know.
I'm just saying. Recipe in a vlog, in a newsletter sometime in the future.
Oh, yeah. I'll definitely include it in the newsletter.
My wife laughs about that all the time. She's like, I'm so excited for when this newsletter comes out. And then she laughs and then she walks away. That's it. That's all she says. And I go,
that's amazing.
You know what? That is the joke of Geeqoid right now.
We have to figure out a new joke when we finally launch it.
Enter your email, get ready for a newsletter, and then you'll be surprised when you get it and you're like, was this spam? Oh my God, it actually was Geeqoid.
And oh my gosh, it's so cool too.
Yeah. And all we say is hi. And it's a recipe. It's a recipe for an Aperol spritz. Oh, the cucumber. That would be good. It's just
a cucumber spritz and pizza sauce.
Yeah, it's not nerd, not movies. It's just, that's great. I love that actually. It's so good. And they go, wow. What? And then they make it. And then, you know what? More comments. Hopefully not like, that cucumber thing was fucking horrible.
It was rank.
God, why did you add an infused whatever?
No, I mean, the cucumber one is legit tits.
Yeah, it also costs like $60 to buy all that crap.
No, you can make it
it's
for
good.
on the cheap.
Okay. All right. Listen, we bought Aperol. Hey, folks, classic with an Erik and Rachel twist. Aperol spritz, foundation, prosecco or champagne, but prosecco, Aperol, and then we add in gin. I do Hendrix because my Irish and Scottish. Your cucumber, what the fuck?
You know what gin I use?
Tangray.
No, I use Members Mark from Sam's Club.
Aw, he use Kirkland.
I mean, Kirkland's better, but yeah. But no, the cucumber spritz, it's just cucumber vodka, which you can get for less than $20 a bottle, and then lime, and then I'd say elderflower liqueur.
Oh, that's
which if you go with Saint Germain, it's gonna run you $40-$50 a bottle because they spend more on marketing than the actual product themselves. So a funny diatribe here. I know we're getting really long in the episode. We're reaching an hour. Rachel's
it's 57 minutes. You're fine.
Jerry, who I think you've met because he's been at all of our Midsummer parties.
He's great.
He was actually part of the company that made the caps for the Saint Germain bottles. And then he sold it and became a millionaire, and now he's retired.
That's really interesting. Just caps.
Yeah, just caps. Like the caps themselves were $5 a piece.
Oh, that's really stupid expensive.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So yeah, like that's why I don't buy Saint Germain, because I'm more interested in, like, you can get a good elderflower liqueur for like $12.
Okay, because I was like, golly, man, the whole like,
Yeah,
oh, this is
don't buy
this is
Saint
some
Germain.
bougie.
It's ridiculous. And
Jerry,
if
we
you
love you,
even
but you've already sold out, so it's fine.
yeah, no, he doesn't care. It was like we were at his kid's wedding 2 weeks ago in Denver. It was a blast.
Yeah, and that was an adventure for you guys.
Oh, we're not going to talk about that now. All right, we need to wrap. I love you, bro. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This has been episode 28 of the Geeqoid Podcast.
I'm Jarrad.
Mazel tov, and I'm Erik. L'chaim.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
End of transmission.